No, I will not eat the bugs, nor will I live in a pod, nor will I own nothing and be happy. One of the greatest ops against the American people started, I don't know, about 10 years or so ago, and ran in line with a lot of the WEF nonsense, where they basically wanted people to stop eating beef. So they put out this chemical science meat nonsense garbage and tried telling everybody that it was healthier than meat. Because they couldn't make more vegetarians, they decided to try to offer people something that tasted just like meat, but was also healthier than meat. Well, it obviously turned out that not only did it taste nothing like meat and have none of the benefits of actual meat, but it was not healthier than meat. In fact, it was jam-packed with all sorts of things horrible for your body. But this was always PSYOP. This is, in my opinion, yes, we have a cattle availability problem in the United States, but it all kind of bakes together to me around the, a ribeye, a USDA prime ribeye where I live is over $40. Yes, we have a cattle shortage, but we also have a lot of external factors, I believe, trying to artificially raise the cost of beef for the average American to force them into more green alternatives. Well, the nightmare is over as the vegan dream is now in tatters and the $8 billion fake meat darling, Beyond Meat, is now completely worthless. There has been a brutal sell-off. The end is here. We have defeated the World Economic Forum and all these creepazoids pushing this stuff on all of us. Perhaps Beyond Meat could use today's video sponsor. Debt from credit cards isn't an accident. It's a system built to keep Americans down. The banks profit, the creditors win, and families lose. Every call, every fee, every high interest trap is another reminder that the game is rigged. But there's another side to the story. PDS debt has already helped hundreds of thousands of people fight back, cutting debt, ending the calls, and putting money back where it belongs, in Americans' pockets and in the banks. Not the banks, sorry. Whether you are struggling with credit cards, personal loans, or medical bills, PDS debt has custom options to help you get out of debt. They go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and craft a personalized plan designed just for you. There's no minimum credit score required. They're here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, in your pocket. PDS debt is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and boasts thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. Why? Because PDS debt helps hundreds of thousands of people like you get out of debt. Honestly, if I needed this product, this is exactly what I would use. It's your money. It's your future. Don't let the system decide for you. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/quartering. That's pdsdebt.com/quartering. Link also in the description. A bellwether in the vegan food industry is getting a raw deal on Wall Street. Beyond Meat, once worth $8 billion, is now nearly worthless after an attempt to tackle its debt get the thumbs down from investors. The near collapse of Beyond is not just a blow for the company itself, it's a clear symptom of the wider vegan food industry. As a poster child for plant-based meat, analysts say its struggles underline the sector's core problems: limited customer demand, high prices, and products that often fail to deliver on taste or convenience. I mean, I could have told you this from day one. Tastes like garbage, it's garbage for you, and it's expensive. Now, I believe the powers that be tried to price most Americans out of buying grade A U.S. American USDA beef to try and tell us that this trash was a more affordable option. When that failed, they tried to say it was healthier. When that failed, well, they tried to say it tasted better. And when that obviously failed, they had nothing else to offer. The truth of the matter is they had nothing to offer in the first place. Beyond stock plunged 50% Monday after the company announced a sweeping plan to swap its old debt for new debt and issued hundreds of millions of new shares. The move gives a plant-based meat maker more time to pay its bills, but it also means investors now own a smaller slice of the company. Today's slump marks the second major drop in just 2 weeks. On September 28th, the company's share price crashed 35%, after the CEO tried to ask for more money from investors. Together, the two drops erased the company's entire value. It is now worth just $79 million. The fake meat brand once promoted by that loser Kim Kardashian, who's as fake as they come, ironically, and model Nicole Williams English, never heard of her, is also burdened by $800 million in debt and struggling to stay afloat. Beyond reached grocery stores back in 2013, promising a fresh taste of burger without a butchered cow. For $8 to $10, shoppers could grab a package of 2 garbage patties branded with green cow wearing a cape. With more lighthearted approach than its rivals like No Evil or Simulate, Beyond quickly became the poster child of garbage meat substitutes. But the industry had been skewered. Customers' appetite for the garbage were charred. When Beyond Meat went public in 2019, it was hailed as the future of food. When stock briefly soared more than 350% on the plant-based craze, there was never really a plant-based craze, by the way, McDonald's tested Beyond patties on its burgers. Burger King added the Impossible Whopper. Dunkin' launched Beyond Breakfast Sandwich, and investors bet on a meatless future. But McDonald's, Dunkin' have since dropped their options after weak sales. Burger King still sells their plant-based option. Beyond Meat suffers from taste and texture issues, high prices, and perhaps an ultra-processed food image, which we all know is bad for us. Jerry Thomas, the CEO of Decision Analyst, told the Daily Mail, the chances of the company surviving are meager. Look at this stock, down to less than $1 a share. I wonder what it looks like now. I wonder if there's been a dead cat bounce here. Beyond stock. Yeah, no, Beyond Meat, not Bed Bath & Beyond. It's down another 30% today. Gadzooks. Look at this stock. In 6 months, it did peak at $5 back in July. If people bought a bunch of shares, then they're probably feeling like a sad panda. But if you look at the last 5 days or the last month, it has gone from $3 down to 80 cents. The company is completely collapsed. I believe once you get below $1, you can't even be listed on the NASDAQ. What is it? Minimum NASDAQ price. I think it's $1. Yeah, $1. So it's going to drop off the NASDAQ now. Even worse. Investors are rushing away from Beyond stock because other companies have tried similar quick solve rescue plans, went in debt, and all failed. For example, in 2023, Nikola, the EV freight truck startup, attempted to clear its debts by offering more stock, but the plan backfired when investors nervous that the company couldn't pay back its debts. This year, Nikola permanently closed. Analysts tell the Daily Mail that they expect a similar fate for Beyond. The problem for Beyond Meat is the company is not living up to its own hype. Neil Saunders, managing director of Global Data, told the Daily Mail, there is a market for fake meat, but consumers are broadly skeptical of the category as it is not seen as particularly natural and viewed as being highly processed. Look, I can tell you this anecdote. My wife is a vegetarian. She's been a vegetarian since the age of 9 years old, and she is disgusted by meat byproducts. There are people out there who don't want to eat meat, but what they fail to tell you is a large percentage of them are not interested in eating meat-like products that bleed like meat, that have texture like meat. They're not eating meat for a reason. They don't want to eat something. They don't want to grill a burger and then tell people that they're vegan or a fake soy burger. Not to mention, America is in its Maha era, and basically everybody knows that ultra-processed foods are terrible for you. So on top of, people not wanting to eat meat for ideological reasons, okay, sure, but they aren't eating fake meat either. They're eating vegetables and everything else. My wife eats black bean burgers, and she likes those, and they're fine. I'll eat them on occasion. They're not my favorite thing in the world, but it is what it is. And quite frankly, if you look at the packaging, those aren't even healthy for you. They're just as bad for you as an actual burger. I guess maybe it doesn't have as much cholesterol, but it has way more of a lot of other stuff that is terrible for you. And quite frankly, when you have McDonald's and other companies putting the final nail in the coffin, what did you expect? Nobody wanted this. Vegetarianism and mindful spending on quality foods will give you the best of both worlds. You are part of any blood shell of innocent sentient beings. With vegetarianism, you still get to eat some animal products. I mean, what? A new study shows cows lower temperatures, not raise them. Uh-oh. Remember when they tried to tell you that the cows were farting and that's why we needed to eat this? I believe that was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that said that the cows were farting and we needed to, raise the price of beef. We need to have more bans on beef. We need to make beef harder for Americans to buy. We needed to make average Americans go back to adding breadcrumbs to their ground beef so that they can make it last longer because the price of it is outrageous. Yeah, all of that happened. And with companies like McDonald's and Burger King, by the way, joining, we knew that they were probably subsidized. These companies were probably subsidized by some other nonsense company. That's just my guess. That's my guess, is that they absolutely got subsidized into doing this stuff. I can't prove that, but I'm going to guess that that's true. And so nobody wanted this. We didn't want your fake meat. We want real meat. And look, if you're a vegetarian, again, I'm married to one. I don't force her. I don't care about her decisions to eat beef or not, or fish. She doesn't eat fish, beef, chicken, any of that stuff. That's fine by me. More for me. More delicious animal proteins for me. I mean, even in the Bible, it's not like there's even, you can have your own personal decision and not be a vegetarian. I find vegetarians to be totally fine, but vegans are some of the most insufferable losers on the planet. They always look like they have AIDS to me. They look wildly unhealthy. Every vegan I've ever known looks pale and clammy and sweaty all the time. It's not healthy because the human body is omnivorous. We're not meant to not eat meat. And no amount of science meat was ever going to offset that. So ripping pepperonis beyond meat, you won't be missed. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.